Hi yogis! Today I hope you're ready to work hard because we are going to work your core. This 30-minute practice is going to strengthen your abdominals, your back, and your glutes. It's really a full package course when you're short on time and need to get a good workout in. And I won't be using any props today, so you don't really need anything. Let's just go and lie down on our backs. We're gonna start in reclined bound angle. So feet together, knees apart. Because we will be working our core and our abdominals quite a bit today, you might want to just keep your hands on your low belly so you can focus your breath down into the stomach. If for any reason this pose is not comfortable for your lower back, feel free to just keep your knees bent and your feet flat to the ground. We'll start with 10 deep breaths right here. Around. Let's go right away into our core work. You're going to align your knees directly over the tops of your hips. Keep your knees bent, shins parallel to the ground, and squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Press your lower back into the floor, and doing that might have made your knees come forward a little bit closer towards your belly. So if that's the case, keep the lower back pressing into the ground and realign your knees over the hips. Just from doing this, you should already feel your lower belly engage and your abdominals. As you exhale, you're going to twist to the left and extend your right leg straight to hover just a few inches off the floor. Inhale, come back to center and curl tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the right and reach out through your left leg. Spread through the toes. Keep the head and shoulders lifted. On the inhale, spread the knees and the elbows away from each other. And then exhale, bring them back in towards one another. 3 more. And release, unwind, palms to your belly, knees together, feet apart. 3 breaths. All right, second side. Bring your knees over the top of your hips. Cross your left thigh over your right. Maybe loop the left toes back only if that's okay for your knees. Otherwise, leave it out. Press your lower back to the ground. Bend the elbows. This time it's left arm underneath your right arm, binding once or binding twice. So hopefully you feel that in your abdominals. Let's keep our feet hip-width distance apart. Arms are alongside the body. We'll come up into bridge pose. So press the feet to the floor, start to curl tailbone up, and then you're lifting your hips, lower back and mid back off the mat. Reaching to the knees, press into the legs, lift up a little bit more, and slowly unwind inch by inch. Let's pull our knees towards our chest, give them a big squeeze, and we're gonna go from here right away into our down dog. So start to rock up and down the length of your spine, get some momentum going. Bending one knee and straightening the other leg. You want your spine to be nice and long, the arms to be straight. Putting lots of weight into the fingertips and knuckles and less into the wrists. Controlled and fluid. See if you can lift your hips up a tiny bit more. 1 more breath. And let's bring the right hand down to the floor and lower all the way to your belly. Strengthening the back a little bit more, we'll take 3 baby cobras. So point the toes back and keep your palms relatively close towards your shoulders. As you inhale, you're gonna lift your chin, chest, and your palms off the floor. Keep your legs and toes glued to the mat. Keep pressing and wrapping your right shoulder down. Come forward to plank pose and tap your right knee as high up and close towards the right shoulder as you can. From here, cross it over to the left shoulder, then the left wrist, and then the right wrist. So tracing a circle, right shoulder, left wrist, right wrist. 2 more times. Right shoulder, left wrist, right wrist. Last time, right shoulder, left wrist, forward, in between the palms of the top of the mat. Feet are hip-width distance apart. We're lifting up into our high lunge. Strong legs, arms reaching up. Bend into the right knee. We're gonna cactus the arms, so you'll want a little bit lower. As you inhale, see if you can lift your chest up towards the sky and really open the chest. And on the exhale, you're gonna round forward and contract. So this is all your core doing the work. Inhale, lift up and open. And then exhale, round forward a little and contract. Last one. Inhale, open. Right shoulder, right wrist, left wrist. Two more. Left shoulder, right shoulder, right wrist, left wrist, left shoulder, right shoulder, right wrist, left wrist. Keep your elbows relatively at the same height as your shoulders. As you inhale, lift up and look up. And on the exhale, round forward and contract. This is from your abdominals. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, squeeze and round. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, contract. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, palms to the floor. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Soften the neck. Let's straighten and square the right leg. And you're gonna step it forward in between your hands. Once more, coming back into that crescent lunge. Arms are reaching straight up. So similar to what we did when we were lying down on our backs, doing those eagle poses with little crunches in between them, we're gonna do that standing up. Find something to focus on that's not moving and come up to stand into eagle pose. Crossing your left thigh over your right. Toes can stay to the floor, lift up, or wrap around. Bend into both knees to drop the hips. As you inhale, lengthen the elbows and the knees away from each other. And on the exhale, round forward, contract. Bring your elbows and knees together to touch. So inhale, slow and controlled, lengthen up. And then exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, squeeze it in. Come all the way back up to stand, chair pose, unwind, big toes together, heels apart, bend the knees, drop the hips. Take an inhale as you lift and look up, and then exhale. Eagle arms from here. So let's bend the elbows. This time your right arm is gonna swing underneath your left, binding once or twice. Focus on something that's not moving. We're stepping up to eagle pose, crossing your right thigh over your left, and maybe looping the toes back behind your shin. Drop the hips a little more. As you inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, contract. Straighten and square the right leg. And you're gonna step your right foot a couple inches behind your right wrist, so not all the way to the top of the mat. You'll want to roll to the outer edges of both. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, drop your hips down to hover a few inches off the ground and reach your right hand towards the back down. And then spin the arm completely. Make sure your elbows have not gone any wider than your shoulders. Keep your palms pressing to the floor. Tailbone is lifting up. Walk your feet back. Lower your hips to the ground. Take your Sphinx pose. Exhale, release and lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring our knees down to the floor. Take an easy child's pose. So keep your knees and your legs pretty close towards one another. And reach your arms back, forehead to the floor, 5 to 10 breaths. Soften the shoulders over the knees.